We're connecting. Happy Tuesday. You are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. And we have to stop for a moment, right? Because it is September 11th. So we need to take a moment and we need to pause and remember.
I was there.
You were there. Were you really?
I was living in New York City and my husband was working in the next building at Merrill Lynch.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes, I had told the story. My husband worked at oh my God, I can't think right now. He worked in the hospitals in Manhattan, actually. Look at this. Look, my phone, it's swiping because I'm supposed to meditate right now. My phone is off, and yet I'm meditating, and it's out loud. Could you believe this? So my grandmother was ill, and she ended up in the hospital first time ever. So she was in the hospital, and my husband worked in the hospital. He worked at Metropolitan Hospital, and they're affiliated with Bellevue and Harlem and all of that. And I remember waking up in the morning and turning on the TV and going, what the hell am I looking at? Like, it was horrific. Like, you're like, what is this? This can't be, like, what am I looking at? And then you realized, like, holy crap, this is what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I panicked immediately.
Well, we didn't know what was happening.
Right.
It was so surreal.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then me, you know, my grandmother was my world. My husband he wasn't even my husband at that point. He was my boyfriend.
Exactly.
And
it was 17 years ago.
Yeah. I know. We got married in 2002. So that happened in 2001.
2003, yeah.
And I just remember panicking because I said, oh my God, if they attacked us, the next place they're going is going to be the hospitals because they're going to want to finish them off. Like, this is how my brain works. Like, oh, they're going to want to finish them off. They know that if they got injured, they're going to send them to the hospital. So let's get to the hospital and make sure we get them too. And that's what was in my head, which I'm nuts. But I was nuts, and I went straight to my grandmother. And I was like on the phone waiting for my husband, to let me know he was okay. And I mean, I had posted it on Facebook. He came home like a sheet. He was so white. And he was a painter, and he was making like a makeshift morgue. And he was just moving body bags around. And when you go through something like that, you're never the same again. I mean, all these people, and I had clients.
Well, my husband, as he fled, he worked at Merrill building over, and his brother worked at Merrill, and they happened to run into each other on the street, which what are the chances with thousands of people? But
yeah,
he saw the people jumping, and he has nightmares to this day. He saw them jumping.
Yeah, I mean, you
can't unsee that.
No, there are certain things in life you cannot. I mean, I just got goosebumps down my whole body. It's true, and it's 17. I can't believe it's 17 years.
I can't believe it's 17 years. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember I was on 42nd and 5th, but we could see the smoke. My best friend from Rhode Island called me. She was the one who alerted me. I was at my desk early that day. It was 8:30, and she called me, and she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And then my boyfriend, now husband, called me, and he's like, all right, well, I'm saying goodbye. I'm going to the airport. I was like, you're not going to the airport. He goes, no, I'm flying to Texas. I was like, you're not flying to Texas. He's like, no, I have to. I'm like, so I go, get out. He's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, get out now. And then the second building, and it was, I remember walking home, everybody walking home. There was no transportation.
Yeah.
Walking.
Yeah.
I went right to his Upper West Side apartment, and he was there with his brother, and it was,
Thank God.
Surreal.
No, I know. I mean, I had my whole family was in the my cousins in the stock markets. I mean, everybody knew somebody that was there.
Girlfriend from college flew in from San Francisco to have a breakfast meeting.
Right. And then
she was there for 20 minutes.
And then did she make it out?
No. Nobody made it out from Windows No. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a crazy thing because, this is why I always say that you have to live. I mean, I have a very different experience. I mean, like I said, my husband was there or whatever, but you don't realize how precious life is until you realize how precious life is. And I always say you don't know till you know. And that is truly how I feel. And so these people got up for work in the morning, and they were going to they kissed their wives, their husbands, their kids, and, this is how it ended. And it's a crazy thing. And this is why we have to embrace every moment of life, right? Because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So I always say you got to live to the fullest, love hard, play hard, right? You got to live.
Right, but going back to, but going to the working out thing, that's why I work out, because if it's not going to be some random tragic act, I do want to prolong it as much as I can.
Right.
Prolong it.
Right. Exactly.
But then if that happens, I'm like, did I waste every day working out?
Right.
We'll never know.
And and now since I started off, talking about September 11th because I wanted to, pay respect to everyone and anyone that, was affected or, to the loves, that it were lost and so forth. So now I want to properly introduce you to the woman that is talking with me here, and her name is Hollis. What do you use your whole name? Hollis Fuller? What name do you?
Hollis Morris.
Hollis Morris. And so I wanted to do, last week I wanted to do like a back to school type of thing, and Mr. Miami Mike had something go on that he had to, discuss last week. So now we rebooted and came in and did it this week. So,
which actually makes more sense, because that first week of school is always 2 or 3 days, and then we have the Jewish holidays.
Yep.
So it's really sort of a warm-up, and now it's really beginning.
Yes, that is very true. I need to shut this so it doesn't make noise. Okay. I don't want you guys hearing my background of the my air conditioner that sounds like it's dying. So anyway, what we ended up, what we wanted to do was I wanted to talk about, back to school and kind of how September has become like the new January, right? It's
Absolutely.
Like New Year's Eve now. It's
like
a New Year's resolution.
In September.
Exactly. And so I don't believe in resolutions.
I don't.
Personally.
I do not either.
Because either you live it or you don't. Right? That's how I feel. Because if you're going to make a resolution, that means, look, we can all make a resolution like, I'm going to try, not to, drink, or I'm going to try not to eat chocolate, or whatever it is, right? There's always something that we can say that we're going to do. But that's not really, I don't know, I don't feel like that's, it's not a lifestyle. Right? It's just doing
and the
it.
minute you take something like that and you restrict yourself,
you want it more.
All your brain can think about it.
You want it more.
I don't believe in dieting for that reason. The minute you it's not about taking away, it's about a lifestyle, like you said. It's about either you make it a daily thing and you don't see a piece of cake as the enemy.
Right.
And, you go from there.
Well, I think, a lot of people say that, you take the summer off, right? Like, a lot of people say, because I was complaining with myself.
Not me.
Right, I know. I was complaining because, so I have a 9-year-old.
Yes.
So he's not old enough to be by himself,
right,
but he's too old to go into the gym daycare thing. So when the summer comes, I kind of, the gym thing gets a little difficult. Now, I live right near Planet Fitness, right? So I go to New York Sports Club. And Planet Fitness is, as you know, like down the block from my house. So now I kind of, my son can play his game. My in-laws are around. I can go for an hour or whatever. And I promised myself I was going to go because last year I got this thing on my stomach. And it's like this skin, and it doesn't want to go away. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm old, and I can't not work out and eat and drink. Like, I have to stick with this. So I was good, and for like July, I did it. And then, damn it, I fell off again in August. And the funny thing is, though, is that I've seen 6 people that are like, oh my God, you look so skinny. And I'm like, what? Like, don't tell me that. Like, I was drinking and eating. My neighbor.
All right, well, you want my mantra? This is what I tell all my clients.
Here we go. I'm getting in trouble, guys.
No, absolutely not. Complete opposite, Karen. It's not a contest. It's a journey. Like, journeys start and stop, so it's okay. Like, every time that you're back in the gym, remember that someone else is sitting home on their couch and you're there. You're there. You've done something good. It's okay.
And you know what? And thank you, because that was what everybody was saying to me. The bad thing is that when people say to me, oh my God, you're so skinny, and I'm like, no, don't say that.
You want to be fat shamed so that you run to the gym.
I don't want what do they say? Like, you can't reward bad behavior, right? So I don't want my bad behavior to be rewarded, because then I'm really in trouble. So, but I mean, I'm kidding. But everybody, so everybody says, like in the summer, I know you work out like morning, noon, and night.
Hey, but I didn't always. I have 3 kids, and I had them very close together. I had all 3 of them in 3 years and 4 months, so they were very...
Holy cow!
Yes.
No TV watching in your house.
Damn.
Cable.
Actually, it was one try, all 3, but very fertile.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, but they're 11, almost 13, and 14. So it's different for me now. When they were younger, yes, I remember those days when you just couldn't get to the gym. You were sick. I wasn't leaving them with a babysitter to go work out. They couldn't go to the daycare. We lived in the city at the time, and we lived 2 blocks from my Equinox. Sometimes I would go twice a day just to use the daycare, just to get a break, because I had no help.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's okay. And you go in waves, not just in seasons, but in the ages of your kids. True.
I mean, but now, are there things though? So I mean, like we were saying, it has to be a lifestyle, right? So
you have to want to do it. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it.
Right.
Like anything else, you have to find something that you love. Like, you can't. I teach bar. I always said I would never teach bar. I teach a pure bar. I literally, I took my first bar class 8 years ago, and I was like, oh, bar is not my thing. I am a hardcore boot camp, body pump, as you know, blah, blah, blah person. But pure bar, when I did pure bar, it was different. So I teach pure bar. Never say never. But you have to love what you do. You have to find that work. You can't force yourself to go to Soul Cycle if you hate Soul Cycle.
Right.
Then you're not going to go.
Right.
Not everything is for everyone.
Right. Well, of course.
And we all have different ratios of fast and slow twitch muscle fibers. Like, some of us are better at running. Some of us aren't. Like,
right.
You have
I
to
can't.
enjoy it.
Yeah, no, no one with boobs can run. It's a proven fact.
Yes, that's why I was not a good. I
It's
ran
a proven
for years,
fact.
But I was
You
not
can't.
A great runner.
I say I don't
And
run.
hence, my
I
knees,
don't run for nothing.
Yeah.
I wear two.
Why?
Maybe I would run. No, I don't run for that either. It's gotta be slid down to me. No.
Yeah, no, I truly believe that. You have to. You cannot be watching the clock for the 20, 30, 40, 60 minutes, whatever you've committed to. You can't be watching the clock being like, is this done soon? Unless in a good way you're like, okay, I'm dying.
Right, like I'm dying right now.
I'm loving it, but I'm dying.
Right.
That's okay.
Right.
You have to love it.
Right. Well, I want to remind you guys that you're listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and my special guest Hollis is here with me today, who I met Hollis. My goodness, 5, 6, 7, yeah,
I think 6 years,
6 years ago, something like that. Yeah, we met at a gym called Kinetics when my son was going into kindergarten, and he's now in 5th grade.
So it has to be 5 or 6.
Yeah. So, see that? Look at that math. Quick, man. This blonde got the math. Quick. I'm smart. So we met at the gym. And Hollis is, and I say this in a most loving way, Hollis is nuts. She's a crazy person, and she is passionate about everything and anything that she does. So she is a vegan, which gotta love her for being a vegan. And, I am a big non-GMO organic,
big organic
person. I have not been as non-GMO and organic as of late, because when life hands you lemons.
And I'm not a
you add tequila.
I was never entirely organic.
No,
so
you
we
weren't.
were like, we would be the complete person together.
Right.
Like, we each had that component.
No, you weren't. I mean, but you were. Yeah. But as crazy as I was with my with my craziness, you're equally as crazy with your craziness. So when I say crazy, I mean it. Like, my son was on the show, and he told everybody that I was a crazy mama, and I will gladly take that title. Because I am, my husband used to say, the right kind of crazy. He didn't say that about me, but he would say that. But you got to be the right kind of crazy. And you are passionate about things. Now, we don't talk about, politics on here. Because if I hit on a subject, you would go completely nuts. You're driven in everything that you do, which I love. Because I love people that are committed. And you live it, you breathe it. You raise your children that way. And to me that's huge, and like it's a lifestyle. It's not just something you do on occasion, but at the same token, it is your lifestyle, but you still live and you're still human. And if you were having a party at your house, I remember a couple of years ago, and you were inviting me over, and you're like, I make the best margaritas. Me and my husband make the best margaritas.
No,
like,
just me.
Just you. He doesn't.
He can make a bowl of cereal.
Oh, really?
A really good bowl of cereal.
A really good bowl of cereal. Wow. And would that be with almond milk?
Califia Farms. I saw it in your fridge, babe.
Well, actually, that is actually an empty container, because I buy the teas. I make a little concoction. Okay. I make the those detox teas.
Yes.
They have like all different kinds, and I make them, and I think that it helps keep everything like you don't retain too much water and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you are definitely, and now you teach bar, you just said, right? And what else do you teach now?
Right now, I just teach at Pure Barre. I took the job 4 years ago. I was still teaching at Kinetics. I was teaching Les Mills Body Pump. I was teaching a Tabata boot camp that I created for Equinox that they still have to this day. And then I brought it to Kinetic, and I'm MAP Pilates certified, and I'm Alpha Group Fitness certified. But Pure Barre is in Bronxville, and it became all-consuming, so that's where I am, and I absolutely love it. We actually have 3 different classes now: a cardio class, a reform, which is a strengthening class, and a classic bar class. So like I said, never thought I'd be a bar teacher, but I love it.
And what does that mean? I used to be a dancer, and a ballet dancer, you're
Good
at a bar.
Question.
So what is that?
They use the ballet bar, and the point of a bar class is to create those long, lean muscles that you get in ballet. You get super toned and ripped, but you're long, lean. You don't get bulky.
Right.
So you stretch a lot. So I do that. It's a lot of Pilates-based core work. It's the class is 50% core work, which is great for women our age, because the core tends to go after pregnancy, multiple pregnancies, hormones, menopause. So there's that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
25.
Oh no, yeah, I'm. Listen, you know what? It's funny that you say that. I was speaking to someone a couple of weeks ago, and she was bugging out because she was going to be 50. And she
Aren't we all going to be 50? I hope.
Well, eventually,
That's my goal, actually.
Right,
my goal is to be 50.
To be 50. Well, I hope so. You're not shooting that high right now.
I only have 2 years.
There you go. And so it's funny because she said to me, like, I'm just not doing this, like, getting old thing. And she's like, I don't know why, but I'm really bugging out over this. And I go, why? I said, you know what? I own it. And, people say to me, well, why don't you, like, tell people you're, 40 or whatever. And I'm like, why? If I tell somebody I'm 40, they're going to be like, all right, she looks all right for 40, like, or damn, she looks like crap for 40. Like, I thought she was like 48. So at least if I say I'm 48, the odds are I might get a good response to that, right? Mm-hmm. So I never got the whole lying about your age thing, because
I never lied about my age. I don't have to.
Own it.
People don't believe my age, so I have to. They think I'm actually lying.
Right. Oh, yes.
On the older side, I'm like, no.
I know, people say that to me. They're like, why do you say that? I'm like, because that's how old I am. No, you're not. I'm like, yeah, no, trust me, I know. And if not, my son...
I get at least 5 times a week from clients, how do you even have children? I'm like, not only do I have children, I had them old. I didn't even have them young. I didn't get married till I was 32, so...
Me too. I was the same age.
Yeah.
And your kids are older than mine. Yeah, so you had your kids quicker than I did.
I got pregnant 3 weeks after the honeymoon.
Holy cow, that's some... I told you, no TV. No TV.
They say vegans are more fertile. They're not kidding. Don't give up dairy if you don't want kids.
Oh my. Yes. And so now explain to everybody, for some people out there that don't know what that means, what does it mean being a vegan?
All right, well, I always say, first of all, we live in an imperfect world, and I am very much an imperfect person. I don't claim to be perfect. A true vegan is someone that eats nothing from an animal. That I can say is true, and it's been 14 years for me.
Oh my God.
I went vegetarian at the age of 8, so I've been vegetarian for almost 40 years, and vegan for 14. But a real vegan also won't wear or carry leather.
Right.
I try not to buy it anymore, but of course I own items that are leather. I lived in New York City for 17 years. I own things that are leather.
Right.
But at this advanced age, and I don't.
You're not buying more, but you're
buying more.
listen. It was
But
the
yeah.
animal died already,
I
so
wouldn't
why
wear
make
fur.
it die in vain?
I know, but if anybody gave me a fur, I wouldn't wear fur. I mean, and honey is technically not vegan. If something has honey in it, and that's my only option, I'll eat the honey. The bee didn't die. It's what they do. It's what they do for a living. I was going to say it's what they do naturally. It is what they do for a living. It's what they do naturally. Yeah, but it's nothing from an animal. I raised my kids vegetarian, to be honest, because vegan is a big commitment, and I think it's a very personal choice. Just like I don't ever push veganism on anyone, although I have people come up to me, and I have probably influenced, I can't even tell you how many people that tried it or attempted it or went it, because they're like, you look great, you feel great, and yeah, I feel sick every time I have ice cream. I feel sick every time I have milk. That was me when I was vegetarian and I was still eating dairy. I was like, sick to my stomach all the time. I'm like, why am I putting something in my body that's making me feel terrible? Well, the truth is the dairy industry is pushed by the government, billions of dollars.
And here we go.
No, but it is. And
I'm with you.
And it releases endorphins. Dairy actually makes you feel good. At the same time, it's not making you feel good. So, like, you're right. It's this weird chemical reaction.
Right.
We're the only species that drinks the milk of another species.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that.
But it's so true.
I know.
Like, let me ask you guys out there, would you drink dog milk? Everyone's like, ew. I'm like, dogs are cleaner than cows, but you put cow milk in your. A cow walks within 24 hours of being born. Cow milk is super high in protein and calcium, which, by the way, your body doesn't absorb because of all that protein. Your body can't absorb calcium when that's that much protein present. So why do you think the industry started fortifying orange juice? Because that's the only way your body can absorb the calcium. So everyone's like, oh my God, do you worry about bone density? No, because vegans and vegetarians have the lowest rates of osteoporosis out of all the food group eaters. It's mind blowing. But the dairy industry will never let you know that because they pay billions of dollars in lobbying groups to the government.
Wow.
And it's that. I mean, you wouldn't drink dog
Not
milk.
to mention all the hormones and everything that they're pumping in it, so that everybody can get cancer and grow other organs.
I mean, girls are getting their period at age 8. That is mind blowing.
No, that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. Age 8, you should start having babies.
Yeah, no, that's normal.
Maybe in Utah.
Yeah, well, I don't know where, but no, I mean, but this is, listen, that's a whole other show, right?
But my point is, I didn't impose veganism on my children.
Right.
My oldest went vegan at age 12. He's 14 now. He chose, and nobody ate more dairy than this kid. Nobody ate more dairy than this kid. He was just like, I don't want to do it anymore, Mom. And our grocery bill skyrocketed. Vegan cheese is very expensive.
Yep.
But I'm happy to do it. I'm proud of him, you know?
Yep. It's true.
And he started acting out on me, and I took him to a child therapist to talk with me and be like, you can't talk to me like this. And she goes, you know what, take a step back. You're vegan. He chose to go vegan. That speaks volumes. And that rocked my world, and I always think that in the back of my mind.
So do you think that maybe when he was acting that way, he was detoxing? Could it have been?
No, I think it's puberty.
Oh.
But maybe.
All right.
That's a good thought, though.
But I always think that way because whenever you do a change, people don't realize what your body goes through. True. And if you have that in your body and then you no longer do, your body is going to react. I mean, it's like that with everything and anything.
Yeah. I read Anthony Bourdain's quote. Thank you very much. It actually cracked me up, and he was great. God rest him in peace. But I disagree with his vegan quote.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, no, I agree with it in that, yes, restaurateurs hate vegans. I get it. I know it. I don't eat all that.
Well, you know what? And it's funny. It's real talk, so I have to say this, right? So I tried really hard to not eat meat I had a girlfriend of mine that was a vegetarian, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to not have meat.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah. Something else is coming if Anthony's saying that. Trust me. So I'm going to try not to have meat. So I told my husband, that's it. We're not having meat. And I was having, because I do this all the time. I was like, all right, that's it. We're getting a juicer.
Yeah.
We wake up
we're going organic.
Yes, on New Year's. And I'm getting a juicer. And Joey's like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, let's go. Everybody in the car. We're going to get a juicer. We got to go get all the food, all the fruit. So we spent like $6,000 on, all this stuff. And then we made like 1 cup of stuff because it all comes out it comes out as like 1 cup. So
it's okay, Bill.
Anyway, so we were doing this whole thing. Well, that wasn't at the same time, but I was like, okay, no meat. So I didn't do meat. I think I had shrimp, or whatever. I had fish. I tried to do the whole thing. So, not that everybody needs to know this, but my system works perfectly every single day when I wake up in the morning.
Well, I'm vegan and I have IBS. You have no idea.
Okay, so when I would wake up in the morning and I made mixed drinks with the juicer. That's funny, Anthony. Anthony Mangini just said I made mixed drinks with the juicer.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Which would have been a good idea.
I
actually, when my husband was alive, I wasn't drinking like that. So I probably, but yeah, I mean, anything, look, if you juice the lime and you mix it with the tequila, I mean, that's good, right?
They're all plant-based.
It's all plant-based. It's all vegan. But what I was going to say, Karen's regular. Yes, I am regular. So what I was going to say was, so I'm good, right? And I decided to do this I'm not going to eat meat thing, right? Because why not? I'm going to try it. I want to, maybe I'm going to feel better. My girlfriend, she felt great, whatever. So I go almost a week, and now I'm like dying. So my husband is on his way home from work, and he says to me, you need anything from the store? I go, yeah. Can you go to the diner and get me a gyro? He goes, what? I said, I need a gyro. And he goes, I thought you're not eating meat anymore. What happened? I go, yeah, screw that. Get me a gyro. So he comes home with this disgusting gyro. I ate that thing at like 8:30 at night. It was the first meal I've had in 100 years. I ate the half. I know you're going to probably throw up, right? I ate the half a gyro. It was like a half. I ate the gyro. I went to bed, woke up in the morning, bing, bang, boom. I said, don't ever let me not eat meat again. So I love you and I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I love meat. And
all right, well, can I get on my soapbox for one more second?
You can get on your soapbox because listen. The comments that are going to come through right now because Karen likes her meat. the comments that are going to come through right now, forget about it. So get on your soapbox.
Bring it on.
Get on your soapbox.
Listen, I'm going to say this as a vegan in 2018. Do I think we were meant to eat dairy? Absolutely not. We're the only species that drinks dairy of another species. Do I think we are meat eaters? Abso-fucking-lutely. Look at the food chain. We are natural carnivores. Oh. I get that. We are natural carnivores. I live in a day and age with supermarkets and technology and companies that allow me to be vegan. That wouldn't have been allowed 500 years ago. I think... And everybody's different, and there's books that talk about blood type. I am actually the blood type that is most likely to not need meat. I'm A negative. You're probably an O. O's need meat. There's certain blood types. I was even...
I don't think I'm not an O. Joey was an O.
B? I don't know.
He was a type O negative, which means you can give it to anybody. Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, but my point is, we're meant to eat meat. It's just the meat in this country that...
Totally!
...is horrible. You go to Europe, it's real. It's raised on a farm. It's the factory farming that
I try, and again, I found a woman that has a farm.
And no judgments, I'm just saying.
No, I know.
The meat that you see, you hunted it, you killed it, it was fresh, it wasn't pumped full of hormones.
Right.
Chicken didn't develop 45 days sooner because of the hormones. Chicken didn't have to then be injected with sodium because it no longer has any flavor because they soak it in ammonia after they execute them because it's not clean.
Yep.
So they soak your chicken in ammonia. 11% of your chicken weight when you buy it at the supermarket is allowed to be water weight, so it's ammonia-laced water weight that you're paying for by the pound, then re-injected with sodium to taste like chicken. So that's my only issue with
taste like chicken. Yeah, no, believe me, I get it.
I don't think we're natural vegetarians. I don't think that. It's a personal choice.
No,
like I said, that's
totally.
why I don't ever push it. But you should go vegan.
I don't push it. I'm just pushing you right now.
But you could look like this.
No, here we go. Here we go. Listen, when you get the right meat, you look good. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the drawing board here. You are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and you are talking with my Hollis, which this is a funny conversation. Funny thing, we bumped into each other a couple of times over the time.
I left Kinetics.
Right? Yeah. And I left Kinetics too, so we both don't go there anymore. And you taught, one of the classes you taught there was body pump.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if anybody out there has ever taken a body pump class before.
I love body Body Pump?
Body Pump is the best class.
It's a Les Mills class. He has these classes that they've created. It's amazing.
Right. It's very high repetition.
Yes, barbell, using a barbell.
And you use the weights and you build the weights depending.
Yep.
So, and it's every single body part.
Yeah, 10 different songs, 10 different body parts.
And I have to say, I was gone. I didn't do it for a couple of months.
Hey, I love steakhouses, Anthony. They have the best sides, just so you know.
So, I did the body pump class last Thursday. Like I said, I'm at New York Sports, yeah. and my girlfriend, Anne teaches the class, and I love her. And I went really low weight because I hadn't been at the gym. I was walking down the stairs. My legs hurt so bad. It was Thursday. Thursday night, I couldn't move. My son was like, Mommy, what's wrong with you? You can't go to the bathroom because if you got to sit on the toilet, your freaking thighs are killing you. I'm trying to walk down my stairs. I'm upstairs and I'm like, every time I took a step down. So for everybody out there that maybe fell off a little bit, I mean, like I was saying, September is the new January, right? Because we all do our thing in the summertime, except for Hollis, of course. And some of us spend our time at the beach drinking, and then I have my neighbors at the beach club who feed me all the time. And I don't eat, like I know I try not to eat carbs. Carbs are usually my devil. So I try not to eat them because I get like this thing around my stomach, which, like I said, I'm still trying to get rid of because the carbs in me don't work well. So getting back into the swing of things, like last week, what do you say? She's at New York Sports Club and then hits the bar and it ain't Hollis's bar class. You see, I get a bad rap, I tell you. But yeah, so anyway, stop distracting me, sir. I got back to the gym last week. So school started Tuesday, and I tried to talk myself out of it a little bit. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be tired on Tuesday. I'll drop them off. I'll go home. I'll rest a little bit. I got to straighten up. I got things to do. And I said, no, fat ass, get to the gym. Stop making excuses and go. And I went, and I was there. I went Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I always give myself off on Friday, just because it's my day off. Like, that's my day off.
You need a day off. Your body has to rest.
Yeah, that's my day off. So, but I felt good that I got back into it again. And once you get back, see, that's the whole thing is you got to get back into it. But it has to be a routine. You can't just say, I'm going to go to the gym.
Well, here's my biggest advice that I give to people. So, every week, know exactly what I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Whether it's take the day off or I know which classes I'm going to go to on Monday. Well, I do boot camp 4 times a week with my amazing trainer, Steve, in Tuckahoe at Rev Fitness. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So that's a set thing. Those 4 things I'm never going to skip unless, like, the kid has to go to the doctor. Like, I do not. I work everything around there. They work my Pure Barre schedule around those 4 classes. I take that very seriously. Now, for most people, those 4 days would be enough. But for me, it's not. So then I pick which days I'm going to do our regular bar class, and I pick which days I'm going to do our Empower, which is our cardio class. And this is on top of my teaching. But I have it mapped out. If you map it out and you just put it down on a piece of paper, it's set in stone. Like, right. You don't. Like, so you wake up and you just walk into New York Sports Club and you're like, should I do the elliptical? I don't really feel like that. No, you set in stone what you're going to do that day.
Right.
Either you're going to a Pilates class, or you're going to a V-bar class, or
I do spin,
or whatever.
Yep.
Map it out.
Yep.
But again, like I said, it has to be something you love, but map it out so you don't wake up just like, because you wake up and you're like, I'll just skip. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's easy not to be accountable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hold yourself accountable.
It's easy.
And my other mantra.
Yes.
You'll totally agree with this. And it's so true. And I've been on the flip side of it enough times that, like, I remind myself, you never regret working out. I always regret when I wanted to, and I'm like, I'm going to skip today.
That is true.
A few hours later, I'm like, I could have gone, and now that window's passed, now the kids are home from school, and I don't have that opportunity, and I really should have gone. It was an hour. What was I doing? Laundry? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you never regret going.
No, that is true. And they also say the same thing. See, now I'm bad. I'm not as good. Like meal preps, they say the same thing, right? That if you prep your meals, it saves you from those moments of desperate. Yeah. But see, we were saying this earlier today. I mean, like, food is not really my weakness. Yeah. It is, but it isn't. Good food is my weakness.
But that's not a weakness. That's another passion, and you're allowed to be passionate about that.
And it's funny that you say that, because I have a friend of mine, a dear friend, and he says he's a boxer, and he, you know, he's into all of the fitness and everything, and he says, I don't have that type of relationship with food.
I don't either anymore. I did.
See,
but it's not for everyone. Like I said,
I'm not sure.
Different.
I don't know how I feel about that, though, because my relationship with food is that I want to enjoy what I'm having. Anything that goes in my mouth, I want to enjoy. So
Wait, can I just stop you and agree with you? People are shocked I don't juice. I'm not a juicer. I enjoy food. I want to, even if it's just sauteed kale, I would rather have a plate of sauteed kale than a kale drink. Right. So I get you. That's exactly
which,
how I feel.
Again,
people are like, well, you should juice. I'm like, I don't need to juice.
Which again, if you juiced a freaking whole kale, you would end up with the shot.
Right. And I would rather have
it doesn't even, right. You'd rather eat the whole big thing than drink that little crap. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's, but
sorry,
that's.
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. But my thing is that I, like, there are not many, well, there are a lot of things in life you can enjoy. But good food is one of the things I really enjoy. So, like, I can't deprive myself. So, like, I've done these diets where I haven't had, you know, like when the real no carb at all, where you want to kill someone because your body has no type of sugar, it has no type of anything, and you're just like you want to die. It's awful, but yeah, it works. You know, you lose the weight. You know, everybody's body is different. That particular thing would work, but I'm miserable because I want food. Like, I want something that I enjoy. Even the coffee in the morning. Like, I make I have espresso, and I like to have my espresso with my almond milk, you know? Mm-hmm. And with these diets, you're not supposed to have the almond milk. So it's just that, you know, so now if I can't have my cup of coffee in the morning and enjoy my cup of coffee, I'm a total bitch the rest of the day. Like, there are certain things I just have to have the way I want them.
I'm sugar-free. I've been sugar-free since my 20s. But I guess I'm lying when I say that, because every morning I have 1 cup, 6 ounces of coffee with heated almond milk, and a dash of agave. I like my coffee sweet.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm not going to put an artificial sweetener in my body, and I'm not, you know, I'm not going to put white sugar. It is what it is. I'm not going to not live my life. Exactly.
Right. Especially, look,
everything else that I've given up, and as disciplined as I am, I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee.
Listen, you got to have a good cup of coffee, and you got to have the right cocktail. I will not sacrifice those things. I have to have my coffee in the morning the way I enjoy it.
Me too.
And then, you know, I mean, when it comes to a cocktail or something, yes, I don't put, like, you know, all that sweet stuff and, you know, all of that. And you got to watch, because, like, for instance, I drink my carbs. So wine is carbs. I mean, it's sugar.
Yeah. But I'll go back to the carb myth, because I see it on your little cheat sheet. I was macrobiotic for a few years, and I was eating 70% carbs.
Right.
It was whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes. It was 5'8" and 118 pounds. Carbs are not the enemy when you're living a plant-based diet.
Okay.
But I argue with my trainer, whom I adore, but he does keto. I can't. He tried to get me to do keto. I can't do keto. Even, like, every vegetable has so many carbs, you just can't do it. But they're good carbs. There's different kinds of carbs. But also, I will say, like, you just said it perfectly. I say this to my clients. Everybody is different, and every body is different.
Right.
So, I used to hate it when I'd be taking somebody else's fitness class, and I'd be like, that hurts my lower back. That shouldn't hurt your lower back. I'm like, okay, but it did. You don't know my body. Like, we have a different spine.
Right.
I have scoliosis. Maybe you don't.
Right.
So, there are people that probably can't eat carbs. I can. I'm lucky. I can eat carbs, but I eat good carbs. I'm not eating Wonder Bread, you know? I'm eating brown rice, quinoa, like I said, sweet potatoes. I eat white potatoes. People are shocked. I probably eat 4 white potatoes a week. One medium-sized white potato has 150 calories, so much potassium, so much fiber. Think about a serving of pasta for 150 calories. It wouldn't fill you up in the least. It would be like this, like the size of your fist, not even. So it's how you take your carbs in. A potato fills you up. Like, you're good for the night. Pasta, I'd want to eat an hour later. I don't eat pasta. I choose not to eat pasta because it doesn't do anything for me. That, to me, is empty calories. However, I don't love pasta. If I did, I would probably let myself eat it occasionally because, like you said, life is too short. If you like pasta, you're going to have pasta once in a while. No, you can't have it every night.
Right.
If you want to be thin and fit.
Right.
But you can't give something up that you love. Once I gave up sugar and stopped eating sweets, I don't like even...
Your body just it doesn't
I don't
want
it. I haven't had a piece of cake or a bite of sugar in literally probably a decade. Don't want it. Don't want it.
Well, it's funny. I'm not a sweet person either. I like...
But you are sweet.
Oh. Nobody's ever accused me of that. I don't... I'm not a sweet person. I mean, once in a blue moon... I like creamy sweet things, but like my son is a nut with the sweets, and it's addicting, right? And he's like, "Mommy, don't you want that?" And I'm like, "No." Like I there are times that I've eaten sweets and I get like the shakes afterwards.
Oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
I get chills. Like
100%.
my body is like, "What the hell?" And I get like crazy. So. I can't, and I don't like the sweets. I'm a salty person over sweet person.
Give me a bowl of guacamole and a spoon over
hello.
a bowl of ice cream, right?
Oh, yes, 100%. 100. Oh, we're doing a high five. Okay.
Oh, so when my son went vegan, so my house went from being like this, everything was, he buys these vegan frozen pizzas, and every brand under the sun now has artisanal vegan ice cream, from Ben & Jerry's to Van Leeuwen to Steve's to Haagen-Dazs. So like he keeps these in the freezer. Thank God I'm not an ice cream person.
Right.
But he'll be like, "Mom, you have to." He hands me a teaspoon. I don't even want to put it in my mouth because he gets so upset. And I'm take one bite of ice cream, and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yep.
Doesn't appeal to me. When I was pregnant, I had 2 bowls a night. I mean, I was the biggest ice cream eater you'd ever met in your life, and now literally can't stomach it.
Well, you know what happens is that once you change it, because we were
lose
like
the
that
taste
too.
bud.
You lose it, and it becomes too sweet. After I had my son, I did that HCG diet, where it was like ridiculous. It's like 500 calories. You can't have nothing. I mean, it was, forget about it. But it worked, and you get used to that, and you reboot, and then your taste buds, like that sweet, I can't do it. I'm like, ugh, I can't.
But I also used to hate salt, and now can't get enough salt.
I'm always salt. I'm good. But so now I have a question. So is working out really that important?
Working out is important. Yes, I think on a couple of different levels. First of all, mentally, everybody's so stressed nowadays. My husband always makes fun of me. He's like, he hates the word stress. He's like, everybody's so stressed. He's like, people didn't used to be stressed. It's true. But I do feel like we live in different times. People work so much longer hours, so much fewer downtime.
Yes.
The screen stuff, the school shootings, the politics. It just comes at you from every angle. And it releases endorphins. And, in terms of your heart, yes, it's really important to get that cardiovascular exercise in. It's really important. Does working out guarantee that you're going to be thin? No, it's 80%. I will even say almost 90% diet.
Really? You think that?
Look at the people. Let's go back to our kinetic days. You see this people that were there 7 days a week.
Yeah.
That would take my class, Dylan's class, whomever's class, Tamika's class, Daneth. Shout out to my girls. Body doesn't change. I mean, you can't work out and then go home and eat a bag of Doritos. Well, it will still benefit your heart. You're still going to get the heart benefits, the cardiovascular benefits. You still might get the stress, the endorphin benefits. You need it for bone density. As we get older and hit menopause, especially for women, your bone density decreases, and you need these weight-bearing exercises.
Yep.
When I look at the women who, clearly in their late 80s, 90s, who literally are bent over and they can't lift their head up and their neck. And I'm like, oh my God, as much as there are days when I'm like, how much longer do I have to do this? I work out 1 to 2 to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how many more years? But I mean, it looks so painful to me. It looks incredibly painful. So it's important for your joint health, your spinal health, your heart health, your bone density, your stress level. Forget like
psychologically.
Psychologically, I mean, Yeah, you might not be able to, you might not look as great as you did in a bikini, even if you're really working out hard. Our bodies change, our hormone levels. We're fighting against our hormones. I turned 40 the year after I moved to Westchester 8 years ago. Didn't change a thing about my diet or my exercise, and put 10 pounds on. Went from being really thin to being what most people would probably say is thin, but I was not comfortable. I couldn't wear a majority of clothes in my closet, and it took me 5 years to get that off. And yeah, it took calorie reduction in a big way that some people wouldn't be committed to, and I get that, and that's okay. You can be 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 pounds overweight and still healthy if you're working out, if you're still eating the right foods. You don't have to be skinny. I want to be.
Right.
It's who I am as a person, but it doesn't, you can be healthy without being skinny.
Right.
But I don't think you can be healthy without working out. And there are people that are obese that are healthier than some skinny. Skinny fat's a thing.
Well, absolutely.
And if you watched Fed Up or any of the 8 million documentaries that we now scare us into what we're doing, but like fat coats your major organs, and that fat coating your organs is actually what is really killing people.
Right. Well, and that was what I was going to say too. You know, there are so many. I'm hearing comments right now, and Tia is asking about soda, and I mean, I love you, Tia, because you love your soda.
Soda's the devil.
But you
Soda's
can't.
The devil. Diet or not, it's the devil.
It's
there's
sugar.
There's not one redeeming quality in
It's
soda.
sugar and chemicals. So there is, and those type of things are what make you hold on to fat, because your body doesn't know what to do.
Even diet soda,
it's worse.
Study after study shows that people who drink diet soda gain an average of 10 pounds every 10 years, because the artificial sweeteners make your body crave sugar. So you finish that Diet Coke, and then you have a muffin. You would be better off having not really having a Coke, but like better off having seltzer. We're a big seltzer family. My kids don't. I can't believe when I see friends, and I'm not going to name anyone. Like literally, just they buy soda for the kids. They keep soda in their house. Like I grew up in the '70s. Yes, of course there was soda in the house, but oh my God, there were also Twinkies and Ding Dongs. My kids hate me. They hate.
My son already knows. He has, I think he tried soda, I want to say once. And it's funny because my husband was not crazy like me by any means.
You've been drinking since you're 6, but Tia, fine, you'll see the results someday. You will see the results someday. That's all I'm going to say. You will see the results someday.
The problem with things like that is that they really are poison. So besides the fact that it's sugar.
William Duffy had it nailed in the 1970s. He wrote the book called Sugar Blues, way ahead of his time. The reason sugar is so predominant in our society had to do with taxes. In the 16 and 1700s in America, sugar had such a huge tax that the government promoted everybody to put sugar in every product because it paid the government. And so they started putting it in products that, that wasn't supposed to be put in, including beer, and people were really up in arms about that. So that's when I went sugar-free at about age 26, 22 years ago. And in the book, it was like, go through your pantry. You're going to be shocked. It's in your salad dressings. It's in your soups.
There's no place that isn't.
There's no place that's safe.
Yeah.
And
ketchup.
Exactly what you said. I had been sugar-free for about 6 weeks, and then it was Halloween, and I had a fun size, those like inch candy bars, which if you like sugar, there's nothing fun about that. That's fun, but whatever. Anyway, I was shaking so hard. I physically, my heart was racing.
Yeah.
I was sick, and that's when I was like, wow, This sums it up. When they give rats the choice of sugar or cocaine, they go to sugar. They're more addicted to sugar than cocaine.
It's extremely addictive, and that's the reason why they put it in everything. Yeah. If you go to a
I grew
restaurant,
up on Gerber's. That's why I grew up on Gerber's baby food, which was the first parameter for you became addicted to sugar in your baby food.
That's it. And if you go to a restaurant and they cook, if they don't put sugar in the sauce, your taste buds are probably not going to like it. The general public, I don't put sugar in anything I make. Right. Once in a blue moon, if I'm making gravy, sauce, whatever you want to call it, I will put a little bit in, depending on like where the tomatoes are or whatever. But normally I don't. I'd rather put some wine or something in it. But it is extremely addicting, and that is the reason why they put it in there, because they want, I see my son, I don't let him eat any of that stuff, and like Halloween type of thing or whatever, and he's like, Mom, can I have another piece? Can I have another piece? And like you said earlier, if you make it taboo, they want it more. So I was always like the Gestapo, no. But then I said, all right, go ahead. And then he would get cuckoo, but then all of a sudden the bag stays full now and he doesn't go to it anymore. So what is she? How about Wendy's and McDonald's?
I have an 11-year-old, an almost 13-year-old, and an almost 15-year-old. My kids have never been to a fast food restaurant in their entire lives, and they're doing just fine.
Yeah. So the question is.
But Dora Jean, that's a really good question. She's asking, are smoothies okay for breakfast? I'm not a smoothie person. I like to eat my food, but my kids make smoothie. And here's a real tip that I'm going to share. A real tip. I just discovered this in last year. Lucuma powder. It was in a superfoods book. A woman named Julie Morris, not related to me.
Lucuma? How do you spell that?
Lucuma powder.
Okay.
It's from the Brazilian rainforest or something. It's a root. It's lemony flavored. It is way better than stevia or any other sweetener.
So it's a sweetener.
It is. It's a powder. It's 20 calories, 1 gram of sugar. And so I bought it. It was super expensive at Whole Foods. Oh, that's so shocking. Something expensive.
Something expensive at Whole Foods?
So I bought the bag, and then my daughter used to. It was life changing. She'll put in her smoothies coconut water, spinach or kale, cucumber, and then she'll put like an apple or a banana and lucuma powder. Lucuma powder is it's a little lemony but very sweet, but none of that awful aftertaste that stevia has. I don't know why it hasn't become more popular, because 1 gram of sugar is really damn good for a sweetener.
And that's the reason why, because they don't, the government doesn't want us to be healthy because they want us to get cancer and they want us to get sick and fat, and then,
we won't talk politics, but even the former president who wasn't.
We're not talking about politics.
But there was like a garden and things involved, but they still did nothing to change the course of like FDA and, like you said, the stuff that's allowed.
There's a lot of stuff that has gone on with the food industry, and it will take a lot to rectify that. Monsanto is the devil. And
can I give you my little 3-second spiel on Monsanto? People were like, "Oh, but gluten," but nobody ever had gluten. Nobody ever had peanut allergies. I was born in 1970. Nobody had
the peanut was not a lethal weapon.
It's 100% Monsanto. They have bastardized both the legume, which peanut is a legume, and the wheat industry. We're not eating the wheat that our grandparents ate.
No, not at all. Because they made it. They created it.
So it's genetically modified, and that has created celiac.
Yep.
And that's my take.
And that is the reason why. Because there is a company, 110%. There's a company, and I can't think of the name right now. I could see it in front of me, and I can't think of it. And they actually make like pasta and those type of things without the added gluten. And this is why our bodies have become intolerant, because the government and because it's just about it's spreading things.
I'm so glad you agree.
Oh, I agree 100%. And so there's a question over here. You are listening, by the way, to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. And one of the people that are listening who is always asking about laxatives. So I already know the answer to the question, but, I'm Karen, so nobody listens to me. So, Hollis, your feeling on laxatives?
If you're eating a real diet, your
There's
body
no
shouldn't
reason,
freaking need them.
There's no
My
reason.
husband, about 6 months after we started dating, was like, I've never
Holy
been more,
crap, boom.
I've never been more regular. He goes, because he'd never eaten the amount of vegetables that I brought into his life. You're eating real food goes through you. Sorry.
Well, and I get, but now now I'm going to stop you though, because you said that you are a vegan, but you have IBS.
I have the IBS that. There's 2 kinds.
There's 2 kinds. Okay. Okay.
I have the double whammy.
Yes, okay. All right, gotcha. So that's
I know
different.
every toilet in Westchester.
There you go. See, we can't help you, Tia. We can't help you. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I keep the skins on. Oh my God. One of my sisters-in-law.
The skins?
What
are we talking about?
Sweet potato once. And she goes, I can't believe you're eating a sweet potato skin. She goes,
but that's the healthiest part of it.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And I look over, I'm like, you're eating a dead cow. And I'm eating a sweet potato skin. I'm like, we can talk about what's disgusting, and
but that's the healthiest
part. That's the fiber, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the healthiest part. So that doesn't make any sense.
By the way, I have to put this up because she has my least favorite question in the world written on here.
Which
one? That vegans everywhere have memes about where do you get your protein. We hate that question. I'm just going to tell you that, but I'm going to answer it because it is a valid question and the most asked question that any vegan anywhere gets. We get our protein everywhere, first of all. Americans get too much protein. The average American gets 4 times as much protein as he or she needs. And just like alcohol, protein goes through your liver and it's toxic. So too much protein is just as dangerous as not enough protein. Protein isn't everything. A serving of broccoli has 4 to 6 grams. Who eats a serving of broccoli? I eat 2 to 3 at a sitting. That's 18 grams right there.
And there goes all your fiber.
And there goes all my fiber. My tofu, my almond milk actually has no protein whatsoever.
Protein, no.
But I eat a lot of legumes, a lot of beans, I don't eat a lot of nuts, they're fattening, but I eat some nuts. But you get more than enough. Unless you are a professional bodybuilder, you don't need more than 40 to 60 grams of protein a day. And a lot of Americans are getting over 100 grams. So it's a valid question, but it's funny because we just have this fixation on protein, and you just don't eat that much.
Yeah. Well, I have
it's
one.
True.
I mean, listen, again, everybody's body is different. So
absolutely.
we need to preface by saying that everybody's body is different. So, and I see Tia, I'm getting a comment right now, vegetables give me gas. And you know what?
Because you'll build up
exactly.
an intolerance.
If vegetables give you gas, that means...
I could eat a bowl this big of chickpeas and I wouldn't have gas.
It means that your body needs more of it. And yes, when you first start eating it, you will feel bloated.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
you will have an issue with it, 100%. Whenever you eat good, especially initially, when you eat well, your stomach could be out to, like, you look like you're 6 months pregnant sometimes, because yes, it does make gas, it does do all of those things, but then your body kicks in, and then it processes it, and then you go to the bathroom, you clean yourself out, you become regular, and now your body is able to take in the nutrients. Because the problem is that so many of the foods that we eat, we don't actually get the nutrients from. Because half of them are GMO, genetically modified. And I saw Bill had said something.
And if you are gluten intolerant, your body's not processing anything.
Yeah, right. And I saw Bill had said something about corn, and corn, of course, is the biggest, genetically modified food there is, along with soy. So, you have to be careful and soy is also something, I don't know, do you eat soy?
I do, and it's a love-hate. I am very careful. We eat edamame and small amounts of tofu.
And if you, you're going to eat that, you have to make sure that is non-GMO or
there are certain things, absolutely.
You must. I went through a thing. I switched to soy milk years ago, and I didn't realize what I was doing. And my son too. And I was having terrible pains in my stomach. I wasn't going to the bathroom. My cycle got messed up. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? And I was nuts. And then I started to go through everything. And I said, it's the soy. It took me weeks to get that crap out of my body for me to be normal again.
They say gluten can take a year.
I mean, totally. There's all these different things, and that's why you have to know your body. And if you don't know your body, then you're never going to get where you need to be. And the only way to know your body is to keep trying things
and
being consistent.
Carefully.
But you got to be consistent.
So we'll leave on this note. People crave a hamburger when their iron's low. My body craves veggie chili. I make an incredible vegan chili with 4 different kinds of beans, and my body knows that your body knows where it gets stuff from, and your body readjusts. So my body craves veggie chili the way somebody else craves a steak when they're iron deficient, because beans are not only really high in protein but high in iron. So it's just really interesting. Your body knows,
but again, if you're not used to eating beans, then nobody around you is going to be happy after that. But, your body will get used to it. It's the fiber that's in the beans that normally causes that, correct? So your body has to get used to that.
It's more than the fiber. They say if you're going to buy dry beans, soak them for a couple of hours before you cook them, and it removes some of the gaseous.
The gaseous
effect.
The gaseous stuff.
I made that word up. Sorry.
Well, it's true though. But you know what? One last thing I have to leave people on, just because I can't help myself and I got to say it. We're talking about being healthy and staying in shape and working out and getting on a schedule, right? And sticking with something and owning what you're doing. So you can't just start something and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Yes, do a short-term thing. Okay, I'm going to do this, try this for 3 weeks. Set a goal. Nothing's happening in 3 weeks. It takes 6 weeks at least to see any difference in the body. So you have to stick with something and then see what works. And if that doesn't work, then you have to move on and go to something else. So, here's my thought. So I just got, I'm getting a message. So Mr. Mangini, my 19th favorite DJ, you're going on after me, sir? Is that true? Question mark. Okay, so, we can go longer.
Oh my God.
We can go longer because I got more stuff to talk about. I'm very excited. Here's what I want to talk about. So let's get, okay, Anthony, when we're done talking, I'll let you know.
See you tomorrow morning, Anthony.
Wow, we got extra time. I feel very special. Thank you, Mr. Miami Mike, and thank you, Mr. 19th favorite DJ, my Anthony. All right, so here's my thing.
Bring it on, Karen.
All right, thank you. So we just discussed that we're in our late 40s, right? So now you're married. Does your husband, your husband has no choice but to eat well, right? So does your husband have a stomach?
Oh, yeah.
He does? And are you like, how do you feel about that?
Oh, not happy. But, okay, well, it's boy.
Oh, boy, this is real talk. You see what just happened?
He was a marathoner and a triathlon. But he's the breadwinner, and I'm a stay-at-home mom who teaches fitness.
No. That was not the question I asked you. I love you, and that's great. He is the breadwinner, and no one takes that away from him.
But he gets up early and goes to commute to the city and gets home late, so his hours.
So he doesn't get a chance to work
out.
out.
Yeah.
But
I bought him a Peloton bike, and he's been using it.
What the hell is that?
The Peloton?
I don't know. I'm under a rock.
It's a spin bike with a screen, and you have live class. We have 3,000 classes to choose from. It's in our basement, and you take live or taped spin classes.
That's cool.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to your house. I love it. That's
phenomenal.
Cool. Well, see, my question.
Shout out to Peloton.
My question was, and you know what? Listen, you made it sound like you're like, oh, well, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. You're not. You're staying at home is the hardest job.
No, I know that. He doesn't know that. I don't have any help. I don't have any babysitting. I live in a 5,000 square foot house. I don't even have a cleaning lady. I do it all. And I cook all the meals.
You go, girl. I do it all, too. I don't have half of that. I do it all, too, and I get overwhelmed.
It's overwhelming.
With everything.
That's why I work out. It keeps me sane. The workout is what grounds me.
And so, I have a couple of things I want to go into on that. So, yes, first of all, working out definitely, it keeps you grounded, right?
Hummus powder. Okay.
So when you work out, I always say
it releases the endorphins.
It releases, right? So there are two releases in life that one can get, and one is from working out, and the other one
is X-rated for a different show.
Woohoo! See, I like that. I always got to go there on my show. I can't help myself. But those are the two ways that you can release, right? I mean, certain people. I don't know. I read a book. I don't know. People release.
I read 5 to 6 books a week too.
And does that release anything?
You know what? Your mind goes.
You go into a different place.
I prefer reading to movies or TV. Like I'm not a huge theater or movie person, but
right. I'm not a movie
my
person
mind
either.
goes there. I'm living that movie in my mind as I'm reading. So yeah,
right.
It does.
Well, I think that I know that in the summertime, sometimes if I'm not, they said your face was priceless. Your expression on your face. Cause I gotta go there. Real talk, I can't help it. She was like, what? But no,
I was not.
No, I'm teasing.
I'm a grown up.
I'm teasing.
I'm 47. I've seen it all.
I'm teasing, and but my whole premise behind that was this. I want to talk about men and their freaking bellies, okay?
Yeah.
Us women, we got to stand on our hands once we hit 30 for everything to be in the right place. We have children, they take them out, our organs get taken out, they put them back in. C-section, they freaking take stuff out, they put it back in.
My husband was like, literally everything was on the table.
Yes.
I'm like, awesome.
Yes, that's what my husband said. He goes, Karen, I tried to keep my face straight. He goes, because I knew if you looked at me and I would have had any expression on my face, you would have panicked. And that... He said, Karen, your organs were all out on the table. So I said, now you really know me inside and out in more ways than one, right? So it's
my husband looks at me and he's like, Jesus Christ, you look, exactly the same the day I married you.
That's the greatest compliment.
He doesn't.
But here's my thing, right?
Well, I worry more about, his
health.
father's had 1 million bypasses and heart surgeries. He had 3 heart surgeries and when men carry weight in the front,
it's not healthy.
Your risk of heart disease by 4 times. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3, 4 times.
And listen,
you know.
No, I don't, because my husband didn't have any of that. So you know what? Life is life, and you don't know. We know that certain things are precursors for things, but no, you don't know. You know, my mother has dementia, and you know, she was a dancer. She went back and got a master's at 50 plus years old, and at 69, she was diagnosed with it. So you know what? I don't believe any of that stuff. I'm sorry to say.
Obviously, I have cancer on both sides of my family. I have breast on both sides, ovarian. Like my whole life has been not if, it's when. Like when am I going to be diagnosed? And I've done everything right. I work out. I'm thin. I'm vegan. I breastfed my children. I had 3 pregnancies. Everything that you can do to reduce your chances of breast cancer,
which is all you can do,
and ovarian cancer. However, like my mother has lung cancer.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you, but I don't. I love her, but as I said to her, and also I'm very happy to say it, she smoked for 62 years. That's not like somebody getting ovarian cancer, which is a tragedy, or brain cancer, or pancreatic cancer, which they might as well just hand you your death certificate, because there's no way you're living past a year with pancreatic cancer. But there are, if you can avoid the ones you can avoid the ones you can avoid.
Of course.
Avoid the
belly. Do what you can.
Avoid the heart attack because of your belly.
Right.
And I feel bad. I feel guilty that I can work out so much more, and that yes, my husband is subsidizing our lifestyle. Except that if I went back to work, the cost of retaining a nanny and a housekeeper and a cook for the services that I do would exceed my earnings,
because we don't get paid enough.
Because I was in advertising sales for magazines when I gave up my career, and like there are no magazines. It's all digital now, so I couldn't get a job doing what I do. But make better choices at lunch.
Right.
Like stop putting. He gets a salad and it's like nuts, cheese. This. I'm like, no, it's one or the other. You can't get nuts and cheese. You have to make choices, people. I'm sorry.
See, I make the choice to enjoy my salad, so I would get the nuts, the cheese, get it all.
Well,
I know, but I know what you mean.
Look great, but
but
you know
wait,
what I mean.
but no. Here's my point, though, and I just gotta shout it out because I can't help it, and I keep it real. So I'm keeping it real right now. We're in overtime, so I gotta address this.
Hurry it up.
I gotta address this. So, men. So many men think it's okay to have that belly. So, A, we just discussed that it is not healthy.
Right.
B,
by the way, not a turn on.
B, that was where I was going. That's where I was going with B. B is that it is not a turn on. Okay. So when and a friend of mine said when you can't see your member, you know your stomach is too big, and that is the truth. So guys, we love you, but you know what? I want a guy's chest to be bigger than his stomach. I mean, it's just...
And wouldn't you want our chest to be bigger than our stomach? Let's just put that out there. If my stomach was bigger than my chest,
Yeah, and that's exactly right.
And that's equal playing field. That's all we're asking
And that is what... And listen, women, we deal with the freaking cellulite issue. Men don't really get cellulite. Women get cellulite, and like you gotta walk around, your thighs, whatever. I mean, it sucks.
I don't have any.
You know what, bitch? Don't talk to me. I have since I'm like 9 years old, and I was a twig. I'm
gonna answer that question. What about cellulite? Cellulite's genetic. It has nothing to do with the overweight. You can be skinny.
Yes. I had it when I was 9.
It's the way your fat cells are aligned and how they appear under your skin and how thin or thick your skin is. It's not a fat issue. Cellulite's nothing. Don't worry about cellulite.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Well, whatever.
I don't like it. It's got to go away. Well, it's not the end of the world.
It's not causing your death, and it's not causing cancer.
No, but it causes ill sight. I don't like that.
I think most people are looking at your face. I think you're good.
Oh, is that what it is? I don't think so. From what I'm told, everybody's looking at my ass.
No one's looking at my ass. But my favorite trainer in the city before I moved was like, "You have such a white girl's ass." I'm like, I'm a white girl. I don't know what you want me to do about that. Pure Barre actually gave me my Pure Barre ledge, but for years it was just like sort of slope down to my thigh. Now I actually have a little bit, but it's genetic. Everything's genetics. By the way, here's what I'll say. I've been teaching fitness for 30 years. I started teaching when I was 31 years, 16. It's genetics. So the people that can eat McDonald's and stay a size 00, that's genetics. The people like me who, all right, I'm thinnish, size 4. but I have to work my ass
Yep.
off and watch what I eat.
Yep.
It's genetics, people.
Yep.
So don't hate yourself. Don't hate your body. I joke about, people saying they're born in the wrong body. I feel like I was born. I should have been born in Giselle's body. Why am I not?
Right.
But it is what it is, and do what you can do. It's not a contest, like I said. It's a journey.
Well, the only contest it is the one within yourself.
Within yourself.
Because
You have to be
need
happy.
to be better. The only person you need to be better than is who you were yesterday. That's who you need to be better than. Otherwise, that's why I said when the girl said to me, "Oh, I'm going to be 50. I'm not." I own this. And guess what? I don't care what anybody else thinks, to be honest with you. I own this. I've been through hell and back, and I'm still here. So
Yes,
I
Yes,
live
you are.
it, and I'm okay with it. And yeah, I always want to look my best. I always want to be my best. I always want to exceed to the best place that I can be. Sometimes, some days, they're not so good.
Yeah,
Other days,
that's why it's called a journey. That's
right.
what I said.
And that's why, for me personally, it's just, you want to be better than you were yesterday. And, like I said, this summer I did my
That's
thing.
okay. You look great. You're back on track.
Whatever. Thank you. And yeah, you got to get back on track
Back
again.
on track.
And you got to do what you got to do to make yourself feel good and look good. So, no one can tell you that you're sexy. You have to be and feel sexy. It's in the way you present yourself. That's right. It's in the way you present yourself. It's in the way you walk. It's in the way you talk. It's in your gestures, your hand movements, everything. It doesn't matter what size you are. You could be a size 2. You could be a size 20. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
You own that.
But yes, and if you're a size 20 and you're healthy, good for you. If you're a size 20 and you're not healthy,
Right.
and you're okay with that, it's your choice.
Right.
But you have to own that too.
Right.
You have to own that too. And you have
Right.
to say, do I want to be a size 20? Or do I want to live another 20 years?
Right.
And
Well,
that's the choice.
and that's the problem, is that so many people don't want to take accountability. And everybody will say, oh, well, I do this. Oh, well, I do that. So you have to take accountability because, I wish I could lose weight. Everybody makes fun of me. At the beach club, everybody makes fun of me because I am probably the only person that eats pretty, well there. So there is, that salad girl, there's the organic one. And I mean, even in the summer, I go to crap a little bit, but still I have, I eat what I eat. I eat my salads, I eat my whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You never see me eat certain things because it's just not.
7 years ago, I threw a baby shower for a woman, and I cooked all the food myself, and this woman came up, she was like, I didn't think you ate. I'm like, I eat all the time. I just eat the right stuff.
Yeah, they make fun of me too, but I don't eat. I'm bad like that. We were talking about that before.
Yeah.
I will just not eat, and then like a Saturday night, I'll go out, and then I'll have a drink or
gyro.
two. Yeah, a gyro. I'll go out. No, that's after I've been out all night. But I'll do I'll have a drink or whatever, and then boom, it hits you because you didn't. I'm like, oh crap, I don't think I ate today. And my neighbor was like, how do you not eat? She's like, I eat 100. I just don't think about it, which isn't good either because, but again, it was all part of that thing that I said about your relationship with food. If you are constant, that's the bad thing about dieting. When you diet, all you think about is eating.
Right. Well, I eat to live.
Right. See, and that's how you should do, but sometimes.
But I genuinely enjoy my food. I just want to
Yeah.
say that people I love vegetables. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
feel deprived at all.
Yeah.
If I wanted a piece of cake, I would have it. I just don't want it.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. No, I'm like that too. I love my salads, and I do. I'll put the nuts, I'll put the cheese.
Like I said, I have the white potatoes, and most people wouldn't put a white potato in their body. My body seems to handle it. It works for me,
Well, again, it's all trial and error. So, you have to see what works for you, but you have to get something. This is the whole point to today's show is, you have to create a lifestyle that you are going to
follow,
live
not
with.
stray from, and not feel deprived, and not feel unhappy with.
You can't say, oh God, thank God, now I can eat this. I mean, once in a blue moon, I'll carve out and I'll do macaroni or whatever. And a lot of times, because when I do macaroni, I have the black bean one, so it's lower in carbs and fiber and all that. Even I love rice. I like Spanish food. I like my rice and beans, but I'll do quinoa.
Right.
So I'll do quinoa and beans, and I'll flavor it and season it the same way as Spanish rice.
Right.
but I'll make the quinoa instead. My son,
You get the flavor that
loves
your body
it.
wants. Yeah.
Exactly, but now I'm not putting white rice in my body. I'm putting the quinoa in my body. So listen, nobody's perfect, and some people, I take my hats off. Oh, you're perfect. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. Never mind. I'm sorry. Hollis is perfect. I'm not perfect.
So far from perfect.
So what I'm saying is that you don't sabotage yourself. So in other words, if you know that you're out and you're at the office all day long, then pack something with you.
But here's what I say, because I worked in an office for many years. Here's the thing that people, this is the biggest thing I want to put out there. So there's a birthday and there's a cake at the office, or there's a cake at Pure Bar for somebody's birthday, or there's a cake. You don't have to have it just because it's there.
Right. No.
You don't have to have it just because it's there. You can say no, and then, if a week later you're just dying for a piece of cake, you can bring your tushy to Acme or a bakery or whatever and buy yourself a little piece of cake. But just because it's there, you don't have to put it in your body.
Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to put it in your mouth.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Unless you really want to.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, listen, it's true. And that's, the devil is always, flaunting the carrot in front of you, right? They always want...
I don't like cake, Mike. I'd rather eat guacamole.
I'm with you.
Fans agree.
Fans agree. I am not, like we just said, we're not
1975 called, they want their soda back.
Boom, boom. We're talking about soda here on the feed. But, just to remind you guys, you're listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and my special guest is Hollis. And
this was so fun. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you. I mean, I wanted to do something about, getting back into the swing of things, and September being the new...
I'll have to come back.
No doubt. September being the new January, right? Because let's face it, and I said this in the beginning of the show, right? The New Year's resolution. No one follows through with the New Year's resolution, right? What is there? 2 people in the world? Are you paying attention?
2 people.
2 people in the world.
You heard me. I can multitask.
Oh my.
I'm a woman.
There are like 2 people in the world that actually stick to a New Year's resolution. So don't make a New Year's resolution.
Haven't met them, but okay.
Right, yeah,
they're out there.
All right, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. So don't make a New Year's resolution. Just make a resolution like today, now, and say,
like you said, a New Year's resolution is like a diet. It doesn't work when it's this like restrictive thing hanging over. It's a dark cloud hanging over your head.
Right.
It has to be small changes and small,
like removing things.
I didn't go vegan overnight. I was vegetarian for a long time before I went vegan, because you can't just flip that switch. You just can't do it.
Right. I see. I'm an all or nothing.
Successfully.
Well, yeah, I'm an all or nothing type of person. So when
giving up meat felt like a big thing.
Yeah, when I put my mind to it, I know. I told you I tried, and then it ended with a gyro. I mean, it didn't end well.
It's not for everyone.
It didn't end well. But now I know we were talking about this too. So what about when somebody? You just said how your husband has a very busy. He's out there as a breadwinner.
All right. So no excuses. That goes back to my no excuses. So I did buy in the Peloton. We have it in our basement. You can ride it at 6:40. They have 10-minute rides, 15-minute rides, 20-minute rides, and that applies to you whether you're running laps up and down your driveway or around the block. 20 minutes is better than nothing, and I think people get this thought into their head. They're like, if I don't have an hour, I might as well not work out.
Right.
Well, think of 7 days with no workout versus 4 days with 20 minutes. That's an hour and 20 minutes now that you've worked out that you might not have worked out.
Right.
So I'm all about the increments. Even Pure Bar, we have streaming videos, and they ended up changing it and breaking it down where you could do 10 minutes, because maybe in the morning you can do arms. Maybe you have a point in the afternoon where you can do 10 minutes of thighs, and maybe in the evening you can do 10 minutes of abs. But it is, 10 minutes is better than no minutes. 20 is better, 30. And I'm a big fan of HIIT, high intensity interval training. Mm-hmm. I created the Tabata bootcamp, like I said, for Equinox, and then brought it to Kinetic. But the up-down, a traditional Tabata is 4 minutes. It's 8 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 minutes off. You burn more calories in those 4 minutes than you burn in 10 minutes.
20 seconds on, 10 minutes off?
10 seconds
10
off.
seconds.
Sorry.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Seconds.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's past my bedtime.
It's okay.
So it's 4 minutes, 20, 10, 20, 10, 8 times.
Right, because that
and the up down
the
tricks your
interval,
body, and you burn 4 times as many calories.
So just for anybody that's not familiar with that,
It's interval
Tabata is
training.
interval training.
High intensity interval training.
So,
but you can mix it up. So a traditional, like I said, is 20-10. You can do 30-30, 1-1. So like if you're
Right.
an elliptical and you want to switch it up, do a minute where you're really going hard, and then a minute on that elliptical where you're watching Ellen or whatever's on nowadays.
Right.
And you go back and forth for 20-30 minutes. Let me tell you, those 20-30 minutes go so fast because just the switching.
Yeah, because you can't breathe.
You literally are going
you
back
can't
and
breathe.
forth, and your mind's like, okay, the minute's ending. I need to up the.
Yeah.
It goes so fast. It takes care of itself, and you burn double to triple to quadruple the calories, and your body keeps burning calories for longer than if you just did a steady, like 10-minute slow walk or run.
Right.
So interval training is super important.
So yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. I watch people in the gym.
Yeah.
And with the way they work, and again, like you said, good you're in the gym. Whatever you do is better than what you don't do. But you can't just walk in the gym and sit on a machine and think you're going to get benefits from it.
No.
You have to work out properly.
You have to be out of breath. You probably should break a sweat at some point.
You have to, yes, your heart rate needs to get elevated. You need to push yourself to that point. If you're sitting there and you're having a conversation while you're working out, the odds are you're not really getting the benefit of the workout. So my thing is, like, stick your headphones in, don't talk to people, and focus for that whatever amount of time it is. Like you said, it could be 10 minutes, it could be a half hour, it could be whatever. But you need to focus and use that time.
100%.
You know, and that's the thing is that I see so many people, oh yeah, I go to the gym every day, and I look at them and I go, oh really? I had no idea you worked out. And like, I feel like, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but like, you know, I mean, me, I work out and I got like no muscles, but that's my body type.
That's
I'm not
genetics.
a muscular.
I work out 2-3 hours a day. I'm not particularly toned.
Not that
I'm
muscular.
Thin,
Yeah.
I'm strong. I could do an 8-minute plank, but
Yeah.
I'm not ripped. It's
Right,
not my
but
body
that's
type.
just
It's
body
okay.
type,
It's
and
okay.
that's it. And then there are some people.
I'm very feminine looking now.
There you are. Yes, you are. You're very feminine. It's the cleavage. No, and that's, to me, that's what's important. Is me personally, as a woman, you know, you want to look like a woman. I mean,
Right.
and again, it's genetics.
I don't want an 8-pack. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
I want flat toned abs.
I wouldn't mind
which
an
have,
8-pack. I wouldn't mind an 8-pack, but that's not happening because, you know, I just don't think it is. But I would not have an 8-pack because I am not like they say it's all in the diet, and there's no way I can't. I told you I would be miserable.
Yeah, it's more than just a diet because my stomach's concave and flat, and I still don't have it, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing, but all right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. Is there anything else? What are your final thoughts?
No, just yeah. First of all, like, don't be your own worst enemy. Don't beat yourself up. Once you start beating yourself up, then you're not going to get to the gym. Like you said, just go. Just go. Don't look around. Don't be like, I can't believe I let it go this long, or I can't believe I gained this much weight. That's just counterproductive. Just go. Start your regime. Do what you're going to do. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to get through your workout, and you're not going to take care of your body. You're just going to beat yourself up, and you're just going to feel bad about yourself. There's no point. What's done is done. The past is the past. You can only look forward.
Oh, totally.
So go, start that first day. Make it there the second day. Don't overdo it, by the way. Don't overdo it that first day, because then you're not going back the second day.
That's
then
true.
you've just killed yourself. Just go. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. That's all. And like I said, it's not a contest. Don't look at the person next to you. You don't know. Maybe they were born like that. Maybe they ate McDonald's every night and they happen to, look like that. Just take care of yourself. Worry about yourself, your own heart, your own body, and just do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. If you don't want to work out and you're happy being obese and happy being unhealthy, fine. I don't have a problem with that. Live your own life. But if you're not happy, then make that change and don't beat yourself up, because you've chosen to make that change, and that's the biggest step you could have already made.
Well, and the thing about that too is like we said, doing something realistic. I've seen a couple of people. I see a couple of people on the feed saying that they have chronic illnesses, and some people are injured. There are certain things.
We're all dealing with different things.
So and that's understandable. That people are battling these things, but then there's got to be something that you can do, whether it's just walking or just something, because it's good for you psychologically. Right. I mean, it's good for you psychologically. It's good for you, in so many ways. Like we were just talking about, releasing and all that stuff. I mean, look, life is about living. And you gotta, she's laughing, she's gonna have a lot. Life is about living. And look, some of us enjoy good food. Some of us enjoy drinking. I mean, some of us enjoy working out. Right? I mean,
I enjoy all three of those things.
You enjoy, and we all enjoy certain things, but you have to do what makes you feel good.
100%.
So no one feels good,
Walk, Bill, walk.
Yes, walk, anything. You got to do something, okay? Because we've discussed all of these things, and especially if you like to eat, you got to try to compensate and throw in the right things. But the thing is that just make a commitment and
Eat
just
more plants
and go. Make a commitment and go for it, because you have to stick to something. And if you know that your downfall, like we were saying, our downfall is not cake, right? Our downfall is that we want to have a glass of wine, perhaps, or our spicy margarita or something like that. So, you can't have cake and the margarita. You gotta just have the margarita. You gotta just have the margarita and the guacamole. It's all good.
What she's saying is choices.
Yeah, well,
balance. Actually, it's balance.
Balance. Everything in life. Well, sometimes we don't really balance, right? Yeah. I don't balance a lot. I'm an extreme type of person, but you have to have some type of level somewhere.
100%.
So whatever that may be. I know a lot of people are chiming in, so you're reading the responses.
Sorry,
That's okay. But the truth of the matter is that, like Hollis said, you got to pick a routine, something that works for you, and make it realistic.
Make it non-negotiable too. Like you said, you're going to do this Tuesday, you do it.
Right, and that's what I do. I mean, even like I have people that. They want it, like I have a client, they might want to come. I said, no, I'm not available at that time because I take my classes.
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I
won't teach when my boot camp's scheduled. My boot camp is 4 times a week. That's non-negotiable for me.
But at the same token, when my son is home from school, that's non-negotiable as well. When my son is home 100%. From school, I don't go to the gym. And people are like,
balance and priorities.
Well, you could go to the gym. No, and I mean, in August, yeah, I could have gone to the gym, but I was being, a lazy butt. I was, it was my vacation too. And so, yeah, I laid on the beach and I drank and I did whatever. And guess what? It is what it is. So, I enjoy myself, and now I'm paying the piper a little bit. But
you're here, and you made the conscious decision to come back, and that's all that matters.
I made the conscious decision to come back. I'm trying not to,
You know what you need to do.
Right. We all know what we need to do.
Not everybody knows, actually.
Well, that's true. And you know what? And that's a good point. If you don't know what to do, reach out to someone that can help. So, whether there's a gym in your area and there's a trainer that you may like, whether you want to reach out to myself or Hollis. I mean, I'm not a trainer by any means. I mean, I was a dancer.
I've only been doing it for 31 years. I'm not that qualified.
That's
true. But if you want to reach out.
That's true. I mean, I was a dancer. I mean, I've been in this business my whole life. Or come to Pure
Barre, take my class.
Yeah, there you go. You can do that too if you guys are in the Westchester area. But you have to just find something and have someone make your check and balance, because if you are held accountable, then you're going to stick with it a little bit more.
And maybe give yourself a reward system, like find that workout top that you really want, but it's expensive, but if you finish 10 classes, you buy that top. You've earned it.
There you go.
Stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah. A sticker chart for the adults.
A little sticker chart.
Yeah,
I like
you
it.
Can't go wrong with that.
I like it. Yeah, all right. Well, good. You can have one bottle of wine.
Or you get that new top.
Yeah, that's all. But you know what?
Look at this top I bought.
That's very sexy. Very sexy. She got a whole back thing showing. Well, you know what? But the truth of the matter is that the reward system comes in the end, though, if you really think about it. Because when you can put that outfit on and you feel like, there you go. She's stripping now, ladies and gentlemen. But see, when you feel like you can strip live, then that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. So, and that is the reward system.
I did 6 hours of workouts just Saturday and Sunday this weekend. 6 hours between the 2 days.
Yeah, you're a crazy person. That's a lot. I don't know how anybody can work. I can't work out that much, but listen, more power to you. All right. So I think we're going to go. So Anthony, if you are listening, I will hand this over to you at 8:30 because I want to just announce the upcoming shows that we have on MiamiMikeRadio.com. Sundays we have Backstage Pass NY with John Maldonado. Mondays we have The Ride Home with DJ Paulie, aka the Portuguese Prince, from 6 to 9. Mind Candy Mondays with DJ Rob Mush from 9 to 11. And don't forget, September 21st, Friday night, we are doing, we are having our, what is it? Body Mechanics. I'm so bad. My specifics are not good today. At 6:30 on, we're doing happy hour and dancing at 9. So come to the Copacabana in Port Chester, New York. Myself and Maymay will be hosting, and Rob Mush and Frank C will be on the mix. Tuesdays, you are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live from 7 and normally till 8 p.m., but I was a good girl and I got more time today. And then after me is Frank C's Record Pools with DJ Frank C, which is from 8 to 11, and I believe he's coming back on next week if I'm not mistaken. Wednesdays, we have DJ Lady E at 7 p.m., and then we have the Mayhem Loyal Listener Show with Hamilton Zara and Maymay with a different loyal listener guest each week from 8:30 to 11:30. Thursdays, we have the Traffic Jam with DJ Michael Anthony from 4 to 6. We have Fridays with Friday Night Sessions with Tony Sinapi from 9 to midnight. Saturdays, we have the Ghazi Show with DJ Ghazi from 8 to 10. Saturdays, we have Anthony Mangini from 10 to 2 a.m. I know we have some new shows coming as well, and I am sorry I do not have that information on hand. I am sure that Anthony Mangini, my 19th favorite DJ, who's coming on right after me, will give you more updates on that. So just want to thank my guest today, Hollis. You are the best. We had fun together, and hopefully she'll come back on again, and we'll talk about some more stuff. And just, listen, keep it real and keep it moving, right? Keep it moving. Again, I want to send out special love to everyone today on such a somber day, September 11th. I send you love and light, and I remind you that tomorrow is not promised, and that every day above ground is a good day. So be grateful, be thankful, and I thank you guys for sharing this time with us and for staying on with us for a whole hour and a half. I mean, you had us girls going, and I appreciate the feed and everybody's feedback on the show, and I love you guys, and stay tuned for Anthony Mangini. Bye, guys.